What's happening, guys? You remember that saying about you don't fear the guy who's got 10,000 kicks, you fear the guy who's done one kick 10,000 times, or you don't fear the guy that's got 50 guns, you fear the guy that has one gun that he knows completely and can use. He can hit anything he can see with that one gun. That's the guy you got to worry about. Well, I put a lot of thought in that over the years, and probably, I'm not sure when, Todd Lewis Green used to do these torture tests, and pistoltraining.com is his old blog. It's being run now by Simon. And Todd used to do these torture tests where he would take these pistols and just put a serious amount of rounds through these guns, averaging hundreds every day, until something became inoperable, until it got to the point to where you just couldn't run it anymore safely. And the good news is, most of the modern service type pistols, the Glock 17s and the M&Ps and that kind of thing, they held up well. The H&Ks, 5 figures, 20, 30, 40 or more thousand rounds through these things, and they would hold up, they would make it, and then they would start to come apart as expected. The other thing was he wouldn't clean them. I think he wouldn't clean them was part of it. I don't remember exactly, but if you look it up, you can read some pretty cool stuff in there. M&P Monday and Gen 4 G17 Thursday or something. It's pretty cool. Check it out. But it got me to thinking about having just one pistol that we use for everything and dedicating to that for a year or more. And I am 100% on board with that. I think you should pick something and stick with it. Don't jump around, wear different guns with different clothing and different functions and all that. Like, don't do that. I do believe you should pick one and just run it. However, I believe you should have 3 of that one. Now, I know that's cost prohibitive, maybe, for some folks, but I really think that in the long run, you'll save the money. I think that you should have your carry pistol. Now, I'm gonna break one of my rules here, and that is I have my loaded pistol, my carry pistol. It's loaded with my carry ammo and my spare mag. I have it right here. And then I have a couple empty pistols. And for the purposes of this video, I'm gonna break that rule, so just be mindful of that. Now, my everyday carry pistol, it's with me at all times, unless I'm on the mat rolling, right, or out on a run or something, is the Glock 17. Now, this is it. It's in a Raven concealment holster. I think this is a Jake. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring that out. This is how I carry every day. This has there's no grip work done on it. It's just as is. There is a striker control device. The Gadget is what this was originally called. This was actually given to me by Todd Green. This is one of the first ones that was made. The sights are the Tag Precision sights, black. I don't have optics on these on my carry pistol. It's not anything against optics. I love red dots. I was part of a test and evaluation team to bring red dot optics to my agency, and I've done a lot of work with a red dot. It just is what it is. I didn't want to cut this gun up and change the slide because this is one of the guns that I carried on duty. So the pistols that I carried on duty, one of my projects is sidebar. One of my projects was to find a version of all of the pistols that I carried on duty, all the pistols I was issued over the years. So I have all of them except for the 3rd generation Smith & Wesson, but I'll find that. This is actually the pistol I carried on duty when we were issued Glock 17s. I have this just as it was. The difference is I have tag sights, stock recoil, spring, stock trigger. Everything is stock. There is nothing on here that's not stock except, like I said, this striker control device and the sights. Everything, the internals, everything is as is. I do carry a +2 extension on this mag, so that gives me 20 rounds on tap. The reason that I stop at +2 is because that is the biggest magazine extension that I can reasonably conceal. I can carry this all the time in shorts, under t-shirts, all that stuff, and it disappears with this holster, this Raven Concealment Jake holster. It disappears under there. However, if I get anything a little bit further out here, because remember the concealment challenge is this area right here, from here to here. These are the pieces that print. Everything from here down is not going to print. It's in your pants, right? But this part right here, if I extend out just that much, it starts to print. I don't like that. That's my carry pistol. Set that over there. Again, that's loaded, so I got to be mindful of that. And then here is my spare mag. It has a +5 mag extension on it, so 17 rounds in the regular magazine, and then +5. It gives me 22 rounds on board there, and that is in the Raven Concealment. I'm not sure what this is called, but this is the adjustable, so you can adjust this for a slight slant and all that good stuff. I leave them straight up and down just because that's how I've run my magazines for the longest time. I'm just used to it. Now, that's my carry gun. My training gun, my practice, my dry fire, practice, competition, if I'm going to take a class, my training pistols are a duplicate of that. Now, yes, this is a Gen 3, I get it. However, it's a Glock. There's not much you can say about it other than that. It's same grip angle, same trigger, same sights. I get the same tag precision, blacked out sights. I don't know if you can see those or not, but I get the same blacked out tag precision sights. Everything is the same. I'm just running I'll usually use some sort of Magpul training magazine. The reason I like those is because it has that orange follower, and so I can see that, and I make sure that there's nothing in there, so I don't hear a bang when I'm expecting a click while dry firing. But I will use this pistol for everything else. That way, this pistol stays either in my range bag or in my dry fire area. It stays just like this. I don't have to mess around with chambering and unchambering my carry ammo, all that good stuff. This pistol stays ready to go. I have my carry pistol, and then I have my duplicate of that for everything else, for all of my practice needs, competition, everything here. The reason that I have it set up identical as well is because I want to be able to test myself with this pistol and put myself, the reason that's basically how that pistol's set up. I have this as a duplicate for that. So if anything goes wrong with a pistol due to hard use, all that, it will most likely be this one, because this is the one I'm doing all the beating on. And now, this is a Gen 5 G17, again, identical almost in every way. Trigger, sights, everything's the same. There's nothing that has been modified on this that I didn't have already. There's no major changes. Sights are the same. Everything is the same. This pistol, I don't touch. This one sits in a case and just chills. The reason for that is because two things. If I am involved in a critical incident, they're going to take my carry pistol. And that is now evidence, right? I will be able to immediately pick up a barely used G17, identical to what I carry, in this one. This one will be getting all the beating, all the abuse, all that good stuff. I don't want to carry that one. That's not, I don't even know how many rounds and how many dry presses are on this trigger and how many rounds are on this barrel and on the internals. A lot. This has barely anything through it. I put about 200 rounds through it just to function test and make sure it shoots to the sights, and then I left it alone. And it still sits, it's a safe queen, and it will remain as such just for that purpose. So that if something goes wrong, I have a spare. I have a duplicate of what I normally carry in this one, and we're good to go. That's how I set it up. I hope you guys got something out of that. I hope you found some of that valuable. It's just about preserving my carry pistol and keeping it as intact as possible, but also having something that mimics it as closely as possible so that I can get a lot of rounds on the same thing that I'm going to be depending on to save my life and the life of my loved ones on the worst day ever. Cool. Hope you guys got a little something out of that. One gun, get a couple duplicates, use one to train, and use one just to set aside in case something goes wrong. All right, man, you guys have a good one.